Today I want to walk you through a few exercises in developing your personal brand. Now, your brand is just a way of clearly and honestly articulating who you are on your medical school applications, or really any application in life. So the first thing I want you to do, this is going to be a pencil and paper, pen and paper, iPad and stylus, however the young kids do it these days. But we're going to make three columns and 6 rows. In the first column, I want you to write at the top, what am I doing? And so write 5 things that you do in an everyday week. And those are kind of the rows of your column, or the rows of your chart. The second thing is, the second column is going to be, what are my needs? And so it's like, why do I do what I do every week? What need does it fulfill for me? And then the third, based on kind of those, what I do and what my needs are, you can maybe hopefully describe yourself in a characteristic. Okay, so for me, it's like, what am I doing? I'm in medical school. That's what I do a lot of the time. What are my needs? I need to work hard and push myself towards a goal, and so I'm in medical school. And so who am I? Well, I'm goal oriented. So that's one way where you can maybe, from this list of things that you do and why you do that, then maybe you can kind of figure out who I am from that. So that's kind of the idea. And hopefully that'll give you a list of 5 or 6 adjectives that you can use for your brand. Second thing is, what do you want to convey? If you thought, what are the top qualities that I possess, if you can just think of those offhand, like your adjectives, compassionate, servant-hearted, comical, adaptable, I don't know, just your top 4, what do I want to convey about myself? Write those 4 things down. Third thing, I want you to text a couple of your friends, or closest friends and family, and ask, really honestly, like, what are 3 adjectives you would use to describe me? And that way you get some outside perspective, and that can kind of make sure that your analysis of your values is honest. So I got some really great brand statements. Some of the things that people said about me when I did this exercise was they thought I was faithful, thoughtful, patient, and humble. So that's really exciting when people can kind of give you feedback on what they think you are. And that can also feed into what you think you should be projecting to others along your application and interview trail. The fourth step is, I want you to practice telling your personal story. You can tell it to your mom, your dad, your grandma, your friends, your dog, your cat, anybody, your mirror, your floor, although practice looking up, it's a confidence thing. Anyhow, tell your personal story and try to pick some of the most vivid images from your story, okay? So when I tell my story, I try to specifically mention my work in Africa with, these kids in Africa. I always mention, like, growing up in Oregon, what it was like to, smell the grass when it was cut fresh, what it was like to walk into Autzen Stadium for the first time. Wow. What it felt like to play piano for the first time, how I felt when I was an ER scribe. My first day scribing in the ER, just totally overwhelmed. I was a mess. But some powerful images from your story that can really convey who you are. And then last thing is, you want to create a tagline. I'm like, I'm David Ward, and I'm a passionate, adaptable servant. I think it was from Hot Rod when he says, I'm Rod and I like to party. Don't quote me on the cultural reference there, but that is a tagline. That is an example of a tagline. Obviously, don't include that you like to party in your medical school application. That would not be ideal. But hopefully these steps kind of give you guys a little bit of footing on how to develop your personal brand in an honest way that is going to help programs know who you truly are. So your dream program where you're going to fit really well is really going to be attracted to you because you've clearly articulated along every step of your application and interview process. You've clearly articulated who you are. I wish you guys the absolute best in this. And yeah, I can't wait to correspond with you again. Bye-bye.